I'm Hannah Simon, hosting San Diego Startup Show. I'm here with Fabrice Gould, and we are at the lovely Wework. They're our headquarters for Startup Week this year. And he is the founder and CEO of an awesome startup called Diggen. So Fabrice, can you just give me some information on how you got into the startup community and what your background is, because everybody kind of comes in from a different way.
Absolutely. It's actually funny. It correlates exactly with how I got introduced to the West Coast. I come from the East Coast, New York City, and I worked for General Electric, corporate America, got my education there, and learned I really love startups, building companies and helping other companies out. So when I moved to the West Coast, it was about finding an ecosystem, and I thought it would be LA or San Francisco. Those are very mature markets, and I moved to San Diego. So when I first came here, it was 2003, and really nothing here. I didn't know what I was doing. Joined a startup, helped it grow, tried to find an ecosystem and a network. Only a few people back then. And then I've built out about 3 startups since then. The last one, we had a successful exit, and I came back out into what's going on in San Diego. And it was right at the time that it was really taking off. You just saw the early stages of startup ecosystem here. It was about 2011. And that's what's really been exciting over the last few years, is to see the growth of everyone coming together. I don't know if it's the economy or everyone in San Diego seeing the value in San Diego. So my contribution has been helping out in a couple of organizations. I started with Founder Institute and became a mentor, and then there's SLP, and I led one of the programs there. What I'm really excited about is Startup San Diego, our organization. So started with Startup Week 5 years ago. It's our anniversary. Love that. Seeing the activity going on. But now I saw the opportunity about a year ago of we really need to put a little more structure in place. We have a grassroots effort. It's by founders, for founders. That's actually the unique component of it, to really represent founders. But we were kind of outgrowing, as you see this week, that so much activity and so many people involved. So about a year ago, we incorporated. We became an official 501(c)(3). We have a board, so that's really exciting.
Yeah, it's really cool to see your perspective, the fact that you've been in this community from almost the very beginning, right? For people like me who've just tapped into it within the last year. So what are some things that you've seen that have shifted since then? I mean, obviously there's been some growth, but what are some aspects or people or business ideas that you've seen that have come out of our culture here?
So it's interesting, for me, when I first got here, I was a student. I was learning. I thought people would tell me what to do, or at least give me some direction, and that was really lacking. So that's where it's really formulated recently, and it's not just in San Diego. I also believe that the whole startup ecosystem has changed. It's also in the forefront. My parents know what startups are now. That's kind of amazing. But also the whole process has changed. I come from General Electric, where it was more Six Sigma. Now we have Lean Startup. So it's really about learning and iterating a lot faster, so you're more likely to be successful. So in San Diego, it's really been about, in the past, it's been really fragmented, and now everyone's coming together to help each other. And that's probably the most crucial thing, particularly when you're a founder. You're doing it on your own. It's really a really hard kind of journey. So if you can have people support you, and that's really what Startup San Diego is about. That's what this week is about. Networking, finding other people. I met you this week. That's awesome. I mean, that wouldn't have happened. So those are those kind of collisions and networking that happen, and that's how we really build out our community.
Yeah, I totally agree. I've definitely seen how it's been fragmented, but that people recognize that in the community, and they're collectively making it more cohesive and collaborating. For example, TCA and SDVG are collaborating, and everyone in the community is coming together. So what do you see for the future, for yourself and just for our Startup Week and community? If you could look into a crystal ball and predict, what would you say?
So there are a couple things. One is I'm a founder myself, just launching this year. So my goal with Startup San Diego is how can I help pass it on in a way that can be sustainable, right? Bring in the next generation of volunteers. Again, it's volunteer only, so that's also one of the most amazing things.
But it's awesome.
That's what makes it awesome. But we need to get more people involved, right? To bring it to the next, I hate saying the next level, but that's essentially what it is. And it can't be one individual. That's really what it's been driving it in the past, or 5 individuals, 10 individuals. Now it's hundreds of people involved.
Right.
And we have to bring everyone on board, get them kind of doing their special, unique expertise in the area to really help the ecosystem. Personally, my goal is really how can I contribute, and it's really about making my company successful. And that's what we really need in the next 5, even 10 years, right? We need some successes here.
Yeah.
Exits and acquisitions, so I can go into the next startup and build that out. That's really what I'd love to do, and that's kind of how I contribute.
Yeah, right on. Well, it was really great chatting with you and getting to know you better. I know I've definitely enjoyed meeting all the people and involved in Startup Week, and the new people coming in, and some of the veterans of Startup Week as well. It's been really exciting, so thank you.
Thank you.
And yeah, this is Startup Show San Diego, and I'm Hannah Simon.